Week 177. Hello. Normally I feed my fish, don't I, for the camera, but I've just recorded this whole video and I didn't have my mic on, so such is life. So here we go again. Right, so I have temporarily fixed the electrical problem that I've had. So in the last video it kept tripping out in the night, annoyingly at like 4 o'clock at night. And so what I've done is I've just put an extension lead in and I've unplugged my fridge, my aircon, an MP60 and an MP40, and I've moved them over on an extension which is on this circuit on this side of the fish room, which never tripped. So why those for, you may ask? Well, what happened is when I was fumbling around in the dark in the night, I tried to put the power back on and it just kept tripping. So I unplugged those 4 plugs and then I tried it and it went back on. So it kind of suggested to me that that was a problem somewhere. So I've moved those 4 across. At the moment, I've been the whole week, we've had torrential rain again in the night and everything's been fine. So for now, because I've only got 4 days before I go away, I'm not going to touch anything. It's worked. So I'm just going to leave it. And when I come back, I will probably get rid of the fridge, I guess, be my first thing. So that's that. So what else has happened? So the other thing that happened this week is more pain with the trace element dosing. Because you remember a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago, my little one head dose, the software is a bit janky and it dosed 2.5 litres of trace A into the tank. So I've moved over to a DOS dose and I'm dosing 30 ml of each of the A and the K. Now I was down in my little sump room down there and I heard the DOS doser. Now normally it has a sort of continuous whirring sort of sound when it's dosing, and this was making a weird sort of clicky sound. You know, immediately you just go, that's something wrong with that, because that's not how it's meant to sound. So when I looked at it and when I pressed the you know, the buttons that you press to manual dose, you just hit those and it gives you a nice whir. Well, I hit that and it just made a weird clicky noise and the head wasn't rotating. I was like, that's weird. So initially I thought maybe it was blocked somewhere so it couldn't physically turn. So I took all the lines off, cleared all the lines, put them back on, did the same thing. I took the actual head off, I cleaned the line out, put them back in, put them back on, made the same noise. So I was like, right, I'm out of ideas now. So this is the spare. So this is going to go on the spawning tank. So this is just sitting around at the moment. So I thought, right, I'll just swap the whole doser out. So I took that one off, I put this one on, put all the lines back on, pressed the button, and it made exactly the same noise as the other dose. It's just a weird clicking noise, and the head wasn't moving. I was like, I don't understand. So then I'm thinking, is it a software issue, something to do with the programming? And then I went, well, the only thing I haven't changed, because I've changed the actual dose, I've changed the head, I've cleaned all the lines, is the power brick. And that's what it was. So that is the one that doesn't work, basically. So I don't know what's happened to it. I guess they just don't last forever, do they? So fortunately I had a spare one that came with this, so I swapped it over and it works fine. But all of that process took me an hour. Hour to get to, when obviously I could have just unplugged that, plugged in a new one. It would have been like 30 seconds. But that is the fun of the hobby. So once again, the tank has been not getting the traces that I thought it was. Because the annoying thing is, the Fusion dashboard showed me that everything was dosing fine. So every day I check and it goes, oh yeah, that's dosed 30 ml throughout the day of the A and the K, when in fact it wasn't dosing any. So it's slightly annoying, but I'm glad I caught it before I went away. So that's that issue dealt with. What else have I done? I fitted a new filter roll because that ran out yesterday. So I fitted that. I just do the cut and staple method basically. The only thing with those filter rolls is getting the old roll off is very, because you literally just have to pull it. I mean, you can cut it, I suppose, but whatever way you do it, I've cut it with standing ice before and got to splayed it out. But I mean, it's massive when it's like that, and it's very wet and absolutely stinks. So I just pull it off the roll now. But it just makes your hands stink. I always forget to put gloves on, to be honest. So for the next like 2 days, I have that wafty fish stink on my hands. Very unpleasant. But I've done that, so that will see me through while I'm away. So today I've got to change the CO2 on a calcium reactor because that's not going to last long enough while I'm away because it's just hitting the red. I've got to clean out the little slots in the weir box just to make sure that they're nice and clear when I'm away. Top up all the dosing containers. Clean out, I'm going to actually take the calc stirrer off and clean it all out and put some new calc in so that's nice and fresh. But when I go away, I'm going to mix up some more sodium hydroxide for that because the the calc stirrer will not last sufficient time while I'm away, so I need to top it up by dosing more sodium hydroxide. Or what else? I've got all of my little containers of all the chemicals. So that's like lithium, that's fluoride, that's selenium. What's this? Don't even know what that is. No, clueless. Yeah, so I've got all of them. I think I've got all of them. Yeah, some of them are tiny. Yeah, so that's molybdenum. Yeah. So I'll probably mix them up today and know what that is. Oh, is that vanadium? Vanadium. Yeah, I think so. Oh, it is vanadium, yeah. Right. Yeah, so I'm going to mix them all up, I think, today, but obviously not going to dose them because I'm not crazy. But my thinking is if I mix them all up, I've got the order I need to mix them in to stop any precipitation, hopefully. And I've got my empty Trace A container. So I thought I can mix them all up and then I can just leave them sitting while I'm away. And then when I come back, I can check to make sure there's no precipitation in the bottom. So they should be good for dosing. And then I will start dosing it, see how we get on. Well, I'm going to start dosing it when I run out of the other ones. There's no point chucking them away, is there? Yeah, so that's that. So that, I think, is about it, really. So, yeah, so I'm just, I've got 4 days and then I'm away, and then my wife will be doing a fish tank duty, which basically will involve cleaning the glass, feeding the fish. Please, that's all she's got to do. Don't want any dramas. Yeah, so that's it. So I may take some video while I am in Komodo. I've not been, so I've got no idea what the diving is going to be like. It is a national reserve, so I'm hoping it will be really good. I have bought a GoPro 12 camera because I think that is the one. That's the 4th GoPro I bought now because they keep getting better, obviously. So I'll see how I get on with that. So hopefully, if there is some decent reefs and diving, I will get some footage and put it out. But obviously, there won't be a video of me here next week. So the only other thing I add is I've added a new fish. Is it new? Nah, not really. So if you remember, I've got a little satellite tank downstairs with like trackies and scollies and stuff in it, and it had 2 fish in it. It had a saffron goby and a tamarin wrasse, black-tailed tamarin wrasse. So the tamarin wrasse is in there because I tried to get it in this tank and my 6 line just brutalised it, really. So I took him out and he's been down there for a long time, actually, a couple of years, a year and a half. And the saffron goby I then put in because when I bought it, I didn't realise that they like to irritate corals and then feed on the mucus or the secretions that they give off. So at the time, I didn't really have any big colonies. So I thought, I don't want to put fraction in. He's just going to strip them off because he wants to feed on the mucus. So now I've got some bigger colonies. I thought I will put him in, and he seems to be having a great time. So he's what is he doing? He looks like he's, I don't know, upside down under the millie at the moment. Yeah, so he sits in the acro. I'd imagine that's exactly what he does in the wild, so that's quite nice. I just have to see whether he irritates the coral enough that he starts stripping or not. But I think the colonies are big enough to take. I mean, he's a tiny fish; don't get any bigger than that. So he's got a nice big tank to be in. Yeah, so that's it. So I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really. So yeah, so I just need to get all that done today, and hopefully I will see you in a couple of weeks. So have a good time. Well, I'll have a good time. You have a good time too, wherever you are. And I will see you later.